to our last. Is it our last? No, second to last. Second to last piece. There's a new tournament. Now, is it a freestyle tournament? Is it a racing? What is it, Blunty?
This is racing. Yeah, so a racing tournament is being held by BluecheeseDK. He's a member of Liftoff community, and he's decided for his own, just on his own, to put together a single elimination tournament in his Discord. And he's got a $100 Rotor Riot gift card for first place. He's got a $25 Rotor Riot gift card for second place that you'll get right after the race. He just added the second place today, so if he can figure it out, I'll probably add a little more. But yeah, you just sign up there from the 28th to the 3rd. You guys will race on the 4th, and it is beginners only, so I think he'll kind of check and see if you have a history. And of course, if you have a racing history, please don't sign up for this, because we want it to be fair for new pilots.
Yeah. Oh, wrong scene there. Yeah, what a great way. I mean, I don't know if he's just interested in giving back to the community, or he's trying to do a little bit of self-promotion, maybe a little of both, but what a great way to do it, to set up this tournament. And $100 prize is not nothing, and tournaments are fun. So if you're a beginner,
I'll say especially the small tournaments like this, in the past I've entered some of these that have like 5 people in them. So, you should enter this thing if you have any interest in doing this and you're a beginner. There's a good chance you could come out of this with something. And if not, I'll tell you, as someone who's raced a decent amount at this point on virtual tournaments, it feels real. It'll get your adrenaline going. It'll you're against other people. You're in the voice chat. You're hearing an announcer, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's good to consider getting in these and learning how the sims work.
And it's great race practice. I mean, if you live somewhere where you can't always get to real races, I mean, it's true that racing in the simulator is not identical to racing in real life, but the mental aspect is 100% identical. The ability to deal with your nerves, the ability to decide when to push and when to lay back a little bit and just take your place, to think strategically, when to pass, when to make your move, or hope that the guy ahead of you is pushing too hard and he's going to crash out. All of these mental aspects apply just as much in the sim as they do in real life. So even if you're focused on real world racing, sim racing is 100% worth it and fun.
Absolutely.
Double A says, I'm getting better at racing. Did you see my video from today by any chance with Evan?
Oh, I did not see your video today.
Evan Turner sat me down, tried to make me faster.
Oh, that's awesome. You couldn't have much better teacher than that, right?
No, not really. I've really felt like I could have been a better student, but it was fun, and he had a lot of good tips. So, one of his tips. Tell me, you're no slouch yourself. Tell me what you think of this. I was doing tight lines slowly because I didn't want to go too fast and blow out the turns, and he said I should do wider lines at a higher speed and my times would go down, and sure enough, they did, which kind of really blew my mind.
I could see that for sure. That definitely makes a lot of sense. I'll tell you, one thing you learn when you race a lot is that especially on new tracks, like with the whoop tracks, like on this, we just got our, we get the track a week ahead. So on Sunday, we got our track for this week's tournament, for this week's Weebly Championship. And basically, the thing I've learned is that I always try to go too fast right away. And so I'll shoot, but the problem is even if you're good, even if you've done this a lot, like, you don't automatically know all the turns you need to make. So you're overshooting every turn until you start to pull those turns in when you've learned how to turn around them. And the other way to fix that is to go farther out, ride it out. There's something I notice a lot is like, I only plan for the first gate, and then everything else after it is kind of a whatever happens sort of thing. And the other big thing I've noticed is like, part of that, like going wide, is thinking about it as 3 gates or 5 gates instead of just one.
100%. 100%.
And if you think about like, hey, I've got to go through 3 of these, let me not get too tight so I can do this nice loop around each of these gates. I think that's super valuable.
Yeah, really good advice. That's on my channel today. You can go watch that video. You can see how slow I am, or fast. Some people are like, I can't believe what a good pilot you are. You're so fast. And I'm like, man, I didn't feel that way, but maybe I'm just hanging out with the wrong people. I need to hang out with more slow beginners.
It's the same thing for me too, man. People are like, oh, you're so fast at whoop racing. I'm like, have you seen all these people at race against?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Then keep trying. I had a good time. I really appreciate Evan's time too. Looks like BluecheeseDK is also in the chat. Thank you so much. She says, it's just my way of giving back after 6 years in the FPV community. More tournaments are come for intermediate and pros, maybe even freestyle competitions. Thank you so much for putting that up.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully, I was gonna say, hopefully, if that goes well, he can find some sponsors for those later. That would be nice.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Lastly,
like you
we
said,
got a rant.